Okay, so we're just going to scrape a koi, check them, one of them, just to see they're okay. So I'm going to take 2 fish out and scrape it. We've got the microscope up there, and we're going to show you how to do a scrape today. I'll get this gosh key out. Oh, if I can catch it. And then also I'll get the big organ out, as I wanted to give it a little bit of a salt bath, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So it wasn't too long ago I scraped a couple of these fish, but I didn't scrape these 2. This one, sorry. So I want to make sure I can do a scrape if I can catch it. Takigawa's fish are always full of beans, because they always be the hardest fish to catch. All the Takigawa's fish, they always. There you go. Okay. So give me the sock, Dylan. So Dylan can film the fish and show you. This is a goshki bought in November last year of Takigawa koi farm. It is number 1 goshki. This was the best one out of the Nisa harvest. So Dylan will show you it in here. Goshiki, which means, remember I told you, Dylan, what does goshiki means in Japanese?
Don't remember.
5 colors. 5 colors. So that's my goshiki. You like it?
Yeah.
Not your favorite?
It's not my favourite, but I do like the colours though.
Okay, so I'm going to take a scrape. Show you how to do this quickly without. I don't sedate the koi. I leave the koi just like that in peace. And then when I scrape it, I have 3 slides. Now I've been doing this since 2006. So how long is that, Dylan? You go to school. I didn't.
14 years ago.
So I've been doing this for 14 years. So, so you have to do it. You have to learn how to do it yourself. So for me, it's easy to do, but I want to show you how I do it and what you have to do. So first, you handle the koi. Get her. Take a scrape off the top. There, you get a little bit of mucus off the top. So if you can see, I got a cover on. I don't know if you can show that there. Got a little,
just about see it.
yeah, you could just about see it, or you can see it.
Yeah.
Right, so that's 1 slide done. I put it on a piece of paper, dry the bottom of the slide, and then the next 2 I tend to take it from below the koi, not on the top. So gently flip the koi over under the fin, sorry. There's another bit there, and then under this. Normally under this peck is good as well. Get a little bit as well, so you can see there. I got a little bit more. There you go. So I'll put the fish back now. Dylan will show you how I put it back. Just get it. Huh?
This one's worth 4.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I'll. So we got the samples. We're gonna go check it. So Dylan will go up by the microscope. Have you switched the power on the microscope for me?
What?
Power is on.
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. You need to switch the microphone on. The power on the wall. Don't film the wall. Okay. So come on this side. This is my microscope, so I can show everybody. So what do I use? So just quickly turn it on. There you go. Make sure. And voila. What I like about this mic, come close though so people can hear me. What I like about this mic, I keep saying mic, microscope, is that it's easy to use in many ways. Come closer, they can hear me. Is working my way across the slide, up and down of the slide, making sure I'm able to get all of the samples. So I work across. See how the scope is working, going that way. And the good thing about this particular microscope, it's very expensive, is that even in bright sunlight like this, you can still see the thing very clear. It's not a problem. You got the feeder going off.
Oh yeah.
And so what I'm doing is I'm working my way. Now I don't sedate the fish because it can interfere with the sample, the mucus on the fish. It can turn the water, will actually stop the movement of the parasite on there, and you don't really see them moving much. So it does hinder that. So I like to scrape the fish without any sedation, and I think it's probably the best way to do it. If you can practice, then make sure you can do that. And one of the things I do is I go up on the corner of the slide as well, make sure I can get every inch of it, and I'm constantly scanning. I don't expect to find anything, although if I find something I'll show it to you. I'll see if I could get the camera to focus in the lens of the scope, and then I can do it that way. So alright, so I tend to work my way all the way across all the edges. The thing is, make sure you don't have the scope slide too bright, the background light I should say. Make sure it's turned down so you can see through the slide. Make sure you have, and you got to learn your scope, and the best way to learn it is to keep sampling using it in that way. Okay, so I'll show you, come closer so you can hear me, show you how to scrape a larger koi. So same thing happens again, same principle. You bring the koi towards you. The koi's okay, so the larger koi, you flip her over like this, get right away underneath her belly, and you can see, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So with this fish I'm also going to salt bath it, so Dylan will get the salt ready. Just pass me the jug of salt though. What I tend to use is one of these. This is, we'll show you the bag of salt, and I would dissolve this. In here. I'll give them 2 of these, and I'll put some oxygen stones in here for probably 15 minutes or so. Alright? So that's how much you use, and then you just squish it down there. And then I tend to dry the bottom of the slide. Keep that dry. Put them out of the way. There's another one. There you go. You can see how much I have. Put it out of the way. And the last one. And I always do. This slip is broke, so I'll get a new slip. I always do. Not just one. Come up to me though, my face. I don't just do one. Just the top of the fish. I do the top of the bottom and by the gill, but don't go into the gill. Stay away from the red filament, but just to the edge of the gill, or especially on the bottom of the koi. So if there's any flukes or parasites, they tend to hang out more at the bottom of the koi than they do at the top. But you could get them anywhere in the fish, certainly in my experience. Okay. So we put a bit of oxygen in there, and we leave it for about 15-20 minutes so you can have a look. and I will dissolve some of the salt with my hand. And then Dylan, after this, Dylan will show you the type of salt that I use. He would run over that side and film the bag and show you what salt it is.
Let's keep it recording.
You can switch it off.
Okay, so this is the bag that you use, the pure dried vacuum salt, premium grade.
Right, so Dylan's going to take a scrape off the wall. Those of you who have kids and you want to show them how to use a microscope. So go and get a scrape off the side of the wall, Dill. Just a little flick. Make sure you get in the middle. You have to take it up dry, out the water. Yeah, you have to get it dry. You got some? Yeah, you do it at the end.
Yeah.
Right, so take the slip that you put on the scope and then pull everything into the middle like I showed you to. Don't drip it on my nice chair. There you go. Let me see how much you got. That's a good enough sample.
Let's get the top one.
You can if you want to. So this is a way you can teach kids. Move your hands, Dill, so they can see how to do it. So how did I show you to press the... Go and put it over, press it down. That's it. Good job. Use a paper now and dry out the bottom. So use a paper towel. Dry out the bottom of the slide. Dry it out totally, the whole length of the slide. Dry it properly. There you go. Right, so put it into the, sit down now and put it into the scope. You put it in the scope and then you switch the scope on. So you put it, put it down there flat. Get it in place, all the way up, kiss it up against the back. Yeah, this bit in front, yeah. Slowly release that hand, there you go. Switch the light on. Remember, you don't want it fully bright, you just want it bright enough so you can see it. That's enough, have a look. Can you see? Yeah, and then use the two, right, that's enough. So now you're using the other hands to adjust.
This one.
Yeah, to adjust where you want to see. And you focus, you need to focus it. Down there?
This one.
Yeah. So if you just gentle turns, you can turn until you can see it, focus it. Either slacken or tighten. You see it?
Yeah.
Slacken or tighten. Tell me when you focus. You did it? Okay, let me check. So, just wanted to talk about the up pipes. The boss. Now, unfortunately, my bulb is blown down there, so you can't get much light there, but enough to see. You can see the up pipes there now. This is how they work. Pay attention. I get lots of asking questions about this, PMs and the like. So, my water comes out of my bottom drains from here. All right, so the bottom drains comes out. This is the waste. Goes and it collects in a drum because I recycle the water. So there's three inputs, one from the skimmer into the drum, two into the drum, and then if you look here you would see they come into the dirty side and then the water is crystal clear on the clean side. I always recommend a drum. No matter what anybody says, get a drum, save your money, buy a drum. Drums are the best, they're the way forward. Stops what is called a tea bag effect. Takes the waste out, and my drum cleans 3 times in an hour. So you just got to imagine 3 times in an hour every day it removes waste from the water and put it clean water back over. So stops that tea bag effect. So the water comes out through the flow friend pump up over the showers, and you can see it's a swept bend, then back down over the showers. Now there's a natural fall there. If you look, you could just about see that, but there's a natural fall of water falling like a waterfall through there, and in there it's constantly sucking in oxygen, breathing. There's a lot of flow of air. You can't see it, but if you, I've got air vents up there, air vents behind me, air vents behind the showers that suck air, clean air in. So there's always the nitrogen being removed, and it's important for a shower to breathe. There's only plastic on there to stop splashing the electrics and stuff like that. So it's more a health and safety thing. So the up pipes, the shower fall, and below the showers there are returns. I'm not sure if you can see that, but there are returns, and those returns are rubber boots onto a spigot fitting that goes, you can see there's 4-inch pressure pipe, get there, the 4-inch pressure pipe. There's 3 returns. Now on those returns are where I've put the up pipes, and the up pipes themselves are drilled into that. The water line is pretty much where the grey brick is to the red brick. The grey brick is the water line. So if you follow that and you look to the top, probably about 6 inches above that is the pipes, and I use 32mm pipes, just standard pipe, don't have to be fish friendly pipe, because it's pushing everything out, nothing is falling back. But if you're paranoid, by all means buy fish friendly pipe, pay 5 times as much, because I don't think you need to, but each to their own. So it works for me fine. I recycle my water, so it saves on water bills and stuff like that. Also, like today I'm heated to 20. It's really the temperature is due to go up today to 22, so I imagine that will climb. And so in here is that. Now I don't run RO yet, but I've ordered a system, and the RO would be, all these cables would be removed, tidied up. The RO would be strapped to the wall somewhere here, and then in that way it can be, bring my KH is at 3, my GH is a little bit high, so that's why I'm bringing the RO in to sort that out. But going back to the up pipes, that's what they are. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Now it will not work if it's on, somebody was asking me, can you put it on a skimmer? It would not work. There's not enough of this natural falling and foaming. If you ever been to a waterfall and you look at the bottom of a waterfall, there's all the DOC and the muck naturally, as God intended it, and it's the same thing that happens here, except I put the up pipes, and the tiny bubbles that is created through the oxygen climb up the pipe and remove all the foam out. And a very, very, very effective and very cheap. I think each up pipe with the actual thing is about £8 each, so I have 9 of those in place, and they work very, very well. So that's a little bit more explanation on the up pipes that people have been asking too. Also, someone is asking me if they should use electric heater. I don't use electric heater unless you want to get divorced or you have lots of money. It's going to cost you a lot of money to use electrics. It's cheap to buy, plug in, away you go, but then the bill comes, and the bill comes, and the bill comes, and you will be paying a mortgage price on electric. Get a gas boiler fitted in, and the gas boiler I haven't run, the gas company ran the gas line, I paid them in. Of course there's an outlay at first, but it all brings dividends back, and the heat coils are in there with the UV. I don't look at the UV direct. I don't myself, I look away from it, and I've always got sunglasses, dark glasses on my head. This is well insulated in here, so it works like a thermal thing, and really brings a lot of heat in. I know people say showers cool down a pond. They do, but also if you have it in a room like this, or if you have it in a place where it's like a greenhouse, I know someone who has theirs in a greenhouse, it does actually work to help heat your pond and stabilize the heat. So that is in effect the up pipes that I keep, and I keep well, one of the things that I do, I'm a bit pedantic this way. I keep flash bacteria wipes, which is what I wipe my hands with down, but I also wipe down the drum. Outside of the drum I clean it. I don't get any contact with the water, because you don't want that chemical going into your water, although it's probably just a small amount. But equally I use it for my hands. I wipe the pipes down, I wipe the boiler downs, I wipe all the plugs, the sockets, everything gets a wipe down. And on this wall here, and on the ground eventually is going to go some, maybe a bio chamber around this back wall, as it were. But there's time to do that, and there's no need for me to do it because my parameters are all good. So I really hope you enjoy these videos, because it takes effort to do it, but really it's a sense of a little bit of escape during COVID-19 to do these videos and bring them to you. And if you haven't joined the Rastakoi forum, go onto Facebook and look for Rastakoi, and on there you'd be able to subscribe, answer the three questions, and then we'll let you in. If you don't answer the questions, we can't let you in because we've got rules and standards we want you to abide by. So make sure you answer those questions. Join the Rasta Koi forum, and I'll be going live every now and then on YouTube, so make sure you like and subscribe, and hopefully you benefit from these videos. Now I'll just show you in a moment, upon without the system, without the air running that separates the food, so you can see that today. All right. So those who have a Palintest 7100 photometer, it's always good to check it to make sure the standards are right, and you could do so by ordering one of these standard color test, and it comes with a certificate and instructions on how to use it. Now, one of the things is worth knowing is that when you get this standard test, it comes with some numbers to input, and you got to make sure that you input those numbers correctly. So if you go to menu, there's no instructions from anywhere online how to do this. I've just called a couple times and figured it out, so I thought I'll show you guys how to do it. You go to there, you go to the menu option, select menu, then you go to check standards there, and then you enter standards values, and you can see there's values there. I've gone ahead and entered them already, but the values are 47.8, sorry, 48.7, 48.7. The next one is 68.7, 68.7, and it goes on to correspond 52.4, 70.9, 60.6, and 45.1, and they're all different files, D, C, B, A, and you can go through. Now what it would do then, it would then ask you to check the standards measurement, and then you insert, like this is the blank in vial, and I've only got one hand available, but you got to make sure it's wiped and clean, and you insert them one by one. So that's really how you do it, and as you go through this, it would ask to insert standard B, C, D, so on and so forth, and at the end it will give you the results, whether it's failed or passed. And obviously if it's failed, it needs to go to Palintest to get it recalibrated, and you could call them up and arrange that. So I thought I'd add that to this video for you. And then also there's no information online and on YouTube how to do this, so I thought we will do that. Okay, peace out.
Thank you for watching the Rastakoi video. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bells, and give all the videos a big fat thumbs up. Make sure you're staying safe. Bye.